Hey everyone, Jason here, digital marketing consultant, and in this lead generation guide, you're going to get a practical 3-step process for actually generating leads consistently with YouTube. So we're not going to be pie in the sky or talk about growing a channel here. We're going to talk about creating content and ads that actually drive action that ultimately leads to sales. So timestamp table of contents in the description, along with some playlists and videos I'm going to be referencing as you come up with your content marketing strategy, putting together your ads, and of course, building your landing pages and coming up with lead magnets. If any one of those sounded a little confusing, don't worry, we're going to cover all of them in this guide. Now, before we dive into the 3 steps, there's something that's very, very important as you go to YouTube to generate leads, because 99.9% of the people who are creating content for YouTube don't actually know what lead generation is, let alone care. So whereas you might see a lot of other channels posting a lot of content and a variety of topics, you need to drive sales, which means you need to be very targeted and focused, which is why you only need to make actually 5 videos in order for this strategy to work. So you're not trying to grow an audience, you're not trying to grow a channel, you're not trying to go viral here, you're trying to get customers to pick up the phone or enter their name and email to do business with you. So just keep that in mind as we go through. We don't need to make tons of content, we just need to make a few important pieces of content to get the right people that we want. And that's actually going to lead me into step number 1, which is creating magnetic content. So here you only need to create 3 videos in order for the strategy to work. Can you make more? Yes. Can you make less? Probably not, but you can always start with 1, but you want at least 3 because you need to be able to test different headlines and different types of content to see what type of content's actually going to provide you the highest return on investment. And so you're going to need at least a sample size of 3 in order to figure that out. Now, the good news is you don't have to come up with some master content strategy here. Since you're just generating leads, there are only 3 types of videos you need to consider making, and I recommend starting with each one of these, and then as you start to scale your lead generation process, you'll figure out which one of these actually works better. So here are the 3. The first is how to. This is going to be a step-by-step tutorial where you show customers exactly how to do something. The next one is going to be some sort of review video where you are reviewing a product, service, or software. Now, it's very important that whatever you're reviewing is not a direct competitor of whatever you have. So for example, if you sell consulting services, don't go ahead and review your competitors, right? That's going to seem disingenuous. Just like if you are a software company, you're not going to review other softwares that do the same thing you do because no one's going to be able to take you seriously. But you can review things that are related or something that your ideal customer might be actually looking at. I'll get to an example in a moment. And then of course, the final one is going to be a decision guide. And this can actually be combined with a review, but essentially you want to think about what decisions does your ideal customer have to make, or what kind of questions are they asking, and they're trying to figure out, okay, should I go this route or should I go this route? A quick example would be, should I use LinkedIn for lead generation? Should I use YouTube? Should I use Facebook? We could easily create a video or blog post that talks about the pros and cons in each one of those, and a short couple of questions someone could ask to figure out which platform they should choose. And with these 3 different types of content, you have everything you need to get started with generating leads on YouTube. Now, if you want to take a deeper dive into this process, I'll link up in the cards in the description to a full-blown content marketing video for creating content that generates leads on YouTube, but that's more of a content marketing strategy and you don't have to worry about that right now. So as an example, we used to build webinar funnels for clients. So one of the things we did is we made a lot of review videos about different webinar softwares as well as comparison videos about different webinar softwares. It was a perfect fit because we wanted to attract people who are interested in creating a webinar funnel, where we weren't interested in convincing people that they should. We wanted people who were already convinced that a webinar funnel was the way to go. So what we would do is we would have those review videos, and then we would use the second step in this strategy to retarget them and actually begin our sales process. But we only did that with people who had already showed interest in the webinar review videos. We've done a very similar thing with all of our YouTube advertising tutorials. We have specific ads and specific offers for people who've gone through our how-to tutorials on YouTube ads. Of course, it wouldn't make sense to just target everyone on YouTube. We want to make sure that people are actually interested in what our ultimate product or service is. Now, those are 2 just very basic examples. So you can see there are a lot of different things you can do here, but what's most important is you choose 3 to start with. You only need 3. So 1 how-to video, 1 review video, and 1 decision guide. You'll be good to go with the first step. Now, the only other thing you want to do when you're creating your content is have some sort of call to action at the end of the video. So for example, if we were doing a video tutorial on how to run YouTube ads, at the very end of the video, we could say something like, if you want to learn more about how to optimize your campaigns, or if you'd like a done for you YouTube ad script, go ahead and check out the link in the description. And that is as complex as your call to action has to be. Of course, if you're some sort of consultant, then you could also say something to the effect of, hey, if you're still having if you're still struggling with this or having trouble with this, it's two different words, right? Not trouble, whatever that means, right? So you can, at the end of your video, say if you're struggling with this, you're having trouble with this, go ahead and click the link in the description. I'd love to hop on a call with you and see if I can be helpful. And then that can help start your sales process as well. So it doesn't have to be a super hard call to action at the end of your video, but each one of those 3 pieces of content should have some sort of call to click a link in the description to go to your website where you can collect their contact information. And we'll get to how to do that in step number 3. So once you have these 3 pieces of content, the 3 different types of content, of course, and you have some calls to action, you're ready for step number 2, which is using the power of YouTube ads. Now, the best way I can describe YouTube advertising at this point is you're jumping at the front of the line. So right now what happens is with these 3 videos, if you post them organically, by the way, please do not run ads to the videos we just posted organically. Please, please, please do not do that. Keep watching, you're gonna see why. Now, once you have posted those, you have to wait for the algorithm to figure out whether or not it likes your video and who likes your video. And this can take up to a year, right? This is why so many people don't like content marketing, because it can take such a long time, even if you've optimized it to a T. So what you want to do with YouTube ads is you're going to, for a couple cents per view, jump to the front of the line and say, hey, YouTube, I'm gonna pay 3 to 5 cents per view, and I want you to show my video to these people. And what's great about it is you're going to set up 2 different types of campaigns, and you only have to make 2 more videos. So you're gonna have a total of 5. So you have 3 videos that were content, and now you're going to have 2 videos that are ads. And these ads videos are going to be very direct. There's gonna be 0 value in them, right? You're not trying to educate or position yourself or build rapport like you were with the first 3 videos. These second 2 videos are going to be a direct call to action where you say, hey, I noticed you checked out my video on XYZ. I really think I could be helpful, or I really think this webinar, this PDF, this magnet, or a free discovery call with me would really help you get to the next level. Something to that effect, and that's all you need to do with these 2 new videos. So here's what your campaigns will look like. Your first YouTube ads campaign is going to run something called discovery ads. And these are ads that just show up across YouTube that people actually have to click on. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your first 3 content videos. Again, you're not going to run traffic to them yet. You're going to re-upload them. And all you have to do to enable you to re-upload them, just change 10 to 15 seconds of the video, re-upload them as unlisted, and then create this campaign. I'll link up in the cards in the description to a video that walks you click by click. It's over 30 minutes long that will go through exactly how to set this up inside of YouTube ads. I'm just going to tell you what you're going to be doing when you're watching that tutorial video. So you're going to take those 3 content videos, change 10 to 15 seconds of them, re-upload them. So now you have a total of 6 videos, right? And those videos are what you're going to use in your YouTube ads. The reason you have to do this is YouTube ads destroy your chances of ranking organically, right? So we want our original 3 videos to have a chance to rank, but we also want to jump to the front of the line with our content videos. So we need one version for ads, and we need one version for organically for the YouTube algorithm. Also, the other advantage of doing it this way is you can actually start testing your headlines and your thumbnails inside of Google Ads. And then when you find a better headline or a better thumbnail, you can actually just update your organic version, and you'll find that your rankings or reach might actually improve, although that is a little advanced. And then the second campaign you're going to create is you're actually going to create a campaign specifically for those 2 ads that have a direct call to action to your site, and those ads are going to remarket to anyone who has watched a video on your channel. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I get this question a lot. Hey, well, if I have other videos on my channel, wouldn't I want those ads to only show to the 3 content videos that are made specifically for this lead generation process? And ideally, the answer would be yes. However, the updated rules from Google on how many people you need in a remarketing audience for it to work, it's going to be incredibly expensive, or it's just not going to work at all because Google's going to tell you there's not enough people who watch these other videos. So we found that even if your ad is saying, hey, I noticed you watched this video, and maybe they didn't actually see those, by just remarketing to everyone who's ever seen your video, you're going to get much better results in terms of much lower cost per view, and you're actually going to get a better click-through rate than if you tried to be super specific and only targeted those 3 videos. So if that didn't make sense, that's okay. Just go ahead and make sure that with the second campaign that you're looking at here, you're going to be targeting anyone who's watched any video on your channel with those 2 ads that directly link people to your site. And these are going to be in-stream ads. So these are going to be anywhere from 60 to 90 seconds, and they'll pop up in front of YouTube videos. Whereas the first campaign that you set up, these are going to be discovery ads that people have to click on. They'll show up in suggested and search. So once you have this set up, you're ready for step number 3, which is actually going to be your funnel. Now, if you feel a little confused with YouTube ads, that's okay. I know we went through it awfully briefly, so I'll link up in the cards and the description to a video that goes through excruciating detail on exactly how to set this up. Now, the final part of this process is going to be creating your lead generation funnel. So this is simply going to be something called a landing page that will send a couple of emails and something called a lead magnet. So this diagram shows us everything that we're actually going to be putting together. So as a quick recap, we have 3 sets of videos here. The first set at the very top are the 3 organic pieces of content you've created, 1 how-to, 1 review, and 1 decision guide. Then the second group is your first YouTube ads campaign where you're running unlisted, re-uploaded discovery ads. So you took those first 3 videos, changed them up for 10 or 15 seconds, and then re-uploaded them as unlisted. Then the third set at the bottom is only 2 ads, and these are going to be your in-stream ads that drive traffic directly to your landing page. What's cool about in-stream ads is you'll actually be able to have a link in the ad so people will have to click on it, as opposed to the first set of videos where you tell them to click a link in the description. So you're going to get a much higher click-through rate, and most likely those ads are going to perform a lot better with your lead generation over time. So now let's talk about where people are going, right? Because what we want to do with our ads, whether it's our organic content, it's our re-uploaded content, or it's just a straight call to action video, is we want to collect contact information so we can warm them up. After all, someone's probably not going to whip out their credit card and do business with you after the first video they ever watch. They might after the second or third, which is why we want to put them into an email sequence where we're going to warm them up and eventually start that sales process. But we want to make sure that we're taking baby steps and we don't jump straight to, hey, pay me money so I can help you, right? We want to ease them into it. So here's what a landing page could look like. As you can see, all we have is a headline, a picture of what the lead magnet is, and then a couple bullet points on exactly what they're going to receive. This is an example of one of the lead magnets we use when we create content marketing videos very similar to this one. And the reason pages like this work, and the reason someone would actually enter their contact information, is because of the lead magnet, which is the second part of your lead generation funnel process. So a lead magnet can be anything from a PDF guide all the way to a full-blown webinar. Now, if you don't already have a webinar set up, I really, please, do not waste your time putting together a webinar. You can generate leads using something as simple as a PDF guide or an Excel tool. If you want to learn more about what you can do with lead magnets, because there are a bunch of different ideas that take less than a week to set up, check out the link in the card or the description for a full-blown video on all the different type of lead magnet ideas, and some you can put together in a Sunday afternoon. So you definitely doesn't have to be a super arduous process. Now, the final step is going to be something called a rapport building sequence, because at this point you've created some content, you've gotten that contact information, which is oh so important, and now it's time to begin starting the sales process. I like using a simple 5 email system, very similar to what you're looking at here, and these are simply emails designed to build rapport and goodwill, and then start talking about your paid product or service. And if you want to learn more about how to use this email sequence or a free tool you can use to put all this together, I'll link up that video in the description as well. And so with that, this is what your YouTube lead generation funnel looks like. I hope this has been helpful. Please make sure you use the comment section to ask any questions you have. I do read and reply to every single one. Hit that like button, subscribe for more lead generation videos just like this one. And until the next, keep building the business you love.